lifetime and even in their passing, total commitment to NTPA truck and tractor pulling. We put up over 100 grand, and we take the top 5 in each one of our classes and run them in the Enderley pull-up. AllStarPull.com. It's a one-day pull in September in Urbana, Ohio. I don't know how much we all love Ohio, but trust me, Urbana's a nice little place. Super stock 4-wheel drive trucks coming up. Pulling for autism, keep that in mind. Tim Card out of Big Lake, Minnesota is your current points leader. The high voltage team, number 2 in the points. Dan Horrell and the Livet out of Elkmont, Wisconsin, number 3. Eric Molnau and the Terminal Velocity, number 4 in the points. And Louis Paskey out of Loyal, Wisconsin, the born and raised ride. That's your top 5 in the points. They're all here tonight. Brian Lunderby out of Sidney, Montana. All the way from Sidney, Montana in the Obsessed truck. They roll out here 6,200 pounds for this class. Naturally aspirated coming your way. And all 4 tires have to maintain contact with the ground. They have a 26-inch drawbar height. You'll notice at the very front, that nice big black box there, that's a weight box up front. Underneath there are some little rollers. Nothing to do with competition rollers, but it does help them when they go up the scale sometimes to move it around. A lot of these 4-wheel drive trucks have a very light rear end because as you drop the hook in the very back of it, that's going to keep the rear tires glued to the ground, so to speak. And of course, you put the weight box, the engine, and all the fluids up front. And he'll tighten the chain right here. He's our test puller. He can take this or drop back into class. Green flag is out in John Meyer's hand. Let's get set, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead. What up? Our test puller. Shout out to our 4-H kids that are in the barns and in the arenas and the 4-H building, 50 times with them, and I know that their members of the fair are usually all combined in those barns. So we hope that they've enjoyed their fair.
Well, as I was saying here, I got a little bit of I understand we're missing one of our pullers as kids right now, so they're working on finding her. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight here from Anoka, Minnesota, the Coors Light Shootout. get an opportunity to speak now. We got started a little bit late. Just wanted to get the national anthem going here before I went live. So just seen our first truck tonight. We initially had a total of 18. I believe 17 are running in this class. So Ryan Lunderby, the first with Obsessed out of the great state of Montana. And he did turn that hook down, so he will be back. So I guess that's one way to get the 18 hooks. So, like I said, tonight is the most snow following the NTPA and the WTPA and UPM. We are going to crown some champions tonight for the Enderley. So this is the last stop for the super stock trucks.
We'll see what Donnie can do.
So it's going to be an interesting battle here. Got a couple of battles tonight for the Enderley with the light pro stocks coming up next. But for the time being, it's the super stock trucks. And of course, Tim Carter, your current leader.
Push down device.
Right behind him is Jason and Brandon Mann, and then of course Dan Horrell. So those are your top three right now. We'll keep an eye on them as the night goes on. And speaking of them, here comes Dan Horrell. Is going to be your first official hook of the class.
Here comes the Livid Ride.
Dan comes in tonight tied with the Manns here for second place. So a lot of bragging rights and a lot of Enderley rights on the line here in Anoka. Supposed to start about 6:30. I think I rolled in with Trevor here, the fine picture taken in front of me. We rolled in about 4:30, and the clouds were starting to cover. We started getting a few drops, and then we just got dumped on. So that's the story here. But of course, you look around, the sun officially came back out. I mean, you can't even tell. I mean, it's just gorgeous. They did an awesome job on the track. You can see a lot of clay in front of me, but this track, of course, is known for having 2 tracks worth of clay. So plenty to go. So here comes Dan Horrell with Livid, your first official hook of the class.
He'll have the opportunity to take it in for the next very well. Now, we've got 17 in this class. Some of our pullers have been here to Anoka before, and we've been pulling here for a long, long time. And they're going to be able to know when that sun is going to set, the light on the track. They may be gambling it later on in the class, but lights will come up and get better pulling surface. We'll see if that's the case.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching tonight, like I always tell everybody, you know the drill. Please share this link out if you can on Facebook and help me out, get a few more viewers in here tonight, and give as many people as we can a little bit of pulling action tonight. This will probably be the only class I'm live for.
Thank you to the Inky Elf.
We've got 5 classes of pulling action tonight.
In advance or during the fair, route 65 and route 47. And Bob. Big thank you to Bob.
If you're currently watching, make sure you hit the like button there, and everything, every little bit helps.
For those of you that are old enough, you
So
probably
that was Dan
remember
Horrell there.
back
I
in the
believe
day,
he's the first official hook. I thought I heard Doc say something about dropping that, but I can't imagine that's the
Then it
case.
became froggy. That was another
Always
big
hit and
one
miss
they
on what
had.
you hear and what you don't hear. So when I get
Now
further
the
word, I'll let you know.
radio
But
stations
until
just
then, I
ran
believe that's
out,
their first official hook.
I just call their stations, so they settled on
Looks like
Bob.
we're going to have Derek Vaughn coming up next.
Not Robert, but Bob.
A lot of guys coming from quite a ways away tonight over in
The
the Minnesota area.
Chevrolet fans on the way
It's
next.
always a great night when you got the Wisconsin guys and the Minnesota guys going head to head. Supposed to be, I believe, Derek doing the driving duties tonight.
And Derek is full of support from DPP roofing and construction. Out of Chile,
Like I said, I
Wisconsin.
believe we got a total of 17 trucks here tonight, so it'll be a very busy class here, and again, I'll keep you updated on kind of where things are standing for the end relay as we crown the champion. This will be their first official year at the end relay, so a lot of guys excited. I've already talked to most of the guys, and they all said if they win and they're in, they're going, so excited for
Lots
them.
of room to play. Here we go. Missed a little bit, then bogged down towards the very end. That's an outstanding pulley. Stayed right with it. Derek Vaughn is running hard. .305 and 305.3. Tonight's DPA event is brought to you in part by Case IH and O'Reilly Auto Parts, Hot Shot Secrets, Interleaf Fuel Injection, Mac Trailers, Pico Lubricants, and Ag Protect One.
Alrighty, I'll do my best to get you here as we go along. That was, probably heard there's 305 for Derek. I'll get a distance for Dan here hopefully shortly.
Well, if you look at the ruts, this track is laid back together and packed it in nicely.
Of course, this hook, this event known for 2 nights of bowling this year, they changed it to 1, and they said tonight at the drivers' meeting they're hoping to go back to 2 next year. We didn't really hear why, but such a nice fair, very large fair. It's just, I tell you, it's packed every time you come here. There's just so much to do, and the fans here really pack stands. It's just,
We make this track.
you wouldn't know it rained a little while ago, like I said, other than obviously some water here in front of us, but just such a nice night here, and the weather really shaped up.
And of course, the roller from John Deere just
Looking forward to a good class. Looks like we're David Vanderweis coming up next. First truck here out of Minnesota. David's been competitive all year as well, pulling with UPM.
David Vanderwees up next out of Bowling, Minnesota, the part-time hooker. 1998 Chevy. David makes his living as a plant engineering manager. Been pulling for over 15 years. So he's learned a thing or two.
So Dave will get it backed in, and again, should be the third hook in the class here following Derek. Let's see what the Chevrolet has in stock here. 4 Chevys already.
Choice of John here.
So looked up, we got Donnie Bauer running that sharp-looking Case IH sled.
Nothing runs like a deer. Smells like a cock.
Getting the track crew finalized here. Make one more pass. If you're watching tonight, you can drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know who's all watching.
We got to work with some of our.
Keep in mind, you're getting free pulling. That's all I ask is just to promote the page. So that's your price of admission for some awesome truck pulling tonight. So. Track crew must have seen something they didn't quite like here, so we're going to get one more pass from the packer here. Like I said, they did a phenomenal job here. It, like most tracks, you know, get hit by that water and it just looks like a disaster. And then an hour later, here we are, and you can kind of see in front of me here, they kind of made a trench over here and
100 years
dumped
ago,
a lot of the clay over here. And
Benjamin.
I was told they had a concert here last night. They must have scraped it a little for that. And
that could service the growing number
overall,
of
this track
farms
is
across the United
seems like it can
States.
take some
Right after
water.
World War
So
I, 1923, the first Farmall prototype was born.
not 100%
For now,
sure. Looks
with
like we got,
100 years, Farmall continues to be
we
a
might have
symbol of
another
modern
packer
farming
here behind us.
since its beginning. To celebrate 100 years of Farmall, Case IH is giving away
now. Looks
a
like,
Case IH Farmall utility 75C tractor
David's got some
and
issues here.
15 grand.
Oh, there we go.
Join the celebration. It's easy to enter to win. Stop by your local Case IH dealership.
All right, again,
or
David
go to
Vanderwall.
farmall100.com. That's farmall100.com. Track is green. Here comes the part-time hooker. That's the part-time hooker, ladies and gentlemen, and a good pull right there. Part-time hooker is number one right now. But we still got a lot of good iron waiting in the wing.
All right, well, once I get a rundown on Dan's score, I can try to give you a top three as we go, but that is officially your first place right there so far early in this class. David Vanderweiss with a number of 316 and 9, so that's a good looking run there by David. So far we got Dan, Derek, and David, your first three official hooks. Brian Lunderby was your first run and he turned that down, so he will be back at the end of the class. They did a nice job, even considering all the wet and the water down there. They did a nice job of getting everybody staged so they can get onto the tractor really smoothly. It's kind of a tight fit down there, but they made use of as much space as they could. There's a lot of standing water here. That goes without saying. When it did rain, it did come down really hard for a little while. So looks like we got another black Chevrolet. I'm going to say this is probably Justin. Looks like it. So Justin Schlegel will be your next hook here in the class. Haven't seen him
Justin Schlegel up next at Brainerd.
in my area much yet this year.
In the mind game. They all seem to be spotting that sled at about the same spot.
So it looks like we're going to get our run on Chevrolets here.
Oh! Wheel stands.
Up first here. Doc's getting
That's
excited
one of those
here.
trucks with the light rear end. Could probably move it just
Alrighty,
with
so
one
Justin
hand.
Schlegel's going to be up next. Again, that last mark by David Vanderweiss, 316 and 9 here. I'm standing at about the 280-ish mark, so
73 Chevy for Justin. Freight relocation specialist. Over 10 years of pulling. And they'll bring the mind games outside of the chain. Get set here in our 6,200 pound super stock 4-wheel drive class.
class here, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice arrow straight pass. Justin's going to feel pretty good with that one. 316 and 9. Part-time hooker is your leader. Hey, we got a new leader. 351.05. Put them together for the mind game. New leader in the class.
Well, I get the feeling that's going to be a common theme tonight. Just like that, Justin The trucks here to go though. Again, they are vying for that position tonight, for the right to go to the Enderley. Right now, coming into the night,
coming in next.
Tim Carter, your leader,
Going to have a long time.
followed by Jason and Brandon Mann,
Things out here, boy. It takes
the
horsepower.
high voltage,
You have to have
and
the
then
right
also
spot
Dan
on the
Oro
track
with the
to
live
make it happen.
A lot of stuff going on here tonight. A lot of people here came in, like I said, about 4:30, and a lot of cars here. This place really packs people in here. Not only the truck and track people, but the actual fair itself here is a very busy county fair over here in Anoka. Looks like we're going to get Tony Oro coming up
85
next.
GMC K30 coming. A wide range of pulling truck moves here in this class.
We're keeping our GMs coming here one after the other. Of course, Tony, the older brother of Dan, that you've seen earlier. Kind of a common theme in pulling there. A lot of family members getting involved.
Tony makes his home over in Elmont, Wisconsin.
Good to run on GMC here. I tell you, there's truly not a slouch in this class tonight. For those of you who normally follow this class, you'll recognize every single truck in the class tonight. And yeah, it's a
Guy there in the
extremely competitive.
fluorescent green shirt, he's the hooker. He drops the big hook chain in the very back to the drawbar area. Attaches the kill switch for our safety.
Tony Horo coming up. Truckee is minted as
Loaded it right up. And a nice hook. Nothing fancy about that one. What we're gonna do later, 330 feet. The buddy takes the lead here, 332. Nice acceleration on that, got the bike.
wow.
And a little bit of a wheel hop that was able to power.
I'm guessing
right
you're
through
hearing
it.
Doc on that one. Holy man, 332. Just put you 11 feet on Justin, and that is going to be a tough mark to beat. Man, nice
Blue
run.
streak on the way next.
That is Tony Horo out of Elk Mound. I tell you, between him and his brother, and between some of these local guys and some of the guys from across the river, it's always anybody's game. It's an awesome class, a great addition this year to the region, and we're going to have some tough trucks headed to the end early.
Hey, are all you kids ready to go back to school? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sounds we're going to get
Parents, are you ready
another
for the kids to
Chevrolet.
go back
I
to school?
believe Ryan Malnow is going to be up next.
Well, I thought.
And indeed, Ryan Malnow. So we'll see the first of the Malnow trucks. I believe they got all three here tonight. This is Ryan.
Out of Young, America, Minnesota, a 1978 Chevrolet.
So as of late, this has been the truck to beat.
Construction business been for about 10 years.
Kind of has the target on his back there. He's a
Had great success here
tough runner.
in this region.
I tell you, that mark of 332 feet, that is going to be a tough mountain to climb here.
This is Ryan. Nick and Eric will fall as well.
No question, it feels like one of those nights where it's just going to be kind of as we go along here, but we'll see. Again, Ryan Malnow coming up in the blue streak.
Here we go. Great pass.
4. It's going to be close. Scratching that 350 mark out there.
38.870. 338. You're funny, man. You are funny. Taking advantage of
ladies and gentlemen, we have another new leader.
870. That's the new leading distance. And that's the first of 3 team trucks.
That's going to be
Determination terminal velocity coming up. But right now, the red hot.
338 and 8 there for Ryan, so that puts him in the first. That bumps Tony into second.
Red hot, a 1979 Ford F350.
Next, we're going to see Shantae Schottler be our next
Going
one.
on the limb here.
I know they do have 2 trucks here tonight, but I think they're only running one of them. So, of course, they run the Red Hot and the Dirt Devil.
Probably wrong, but that looks like it could have been his truck back in the day.
Out of Buffalo, Minnesota.
Gary Saline also went on to build engines for Bigfoot back when they were making.
So this will be our first truck of a number of Fords here to come there. I see we got Mayhem coming up here shortly, as well as Goliath as well. So a lot of Fords here to come. Here comes a good one.
Some of you would like to thank
Shantae
Ford
running
Others,
tonight.
sponsor,
Red Hot.
New Amsterdam.
Mark beat the last one you just saw there, Ryan. Well, now putting it all the way out there at 338. So
And also Jose Cuervo for their support.
as competitive as it possibly can be.
County Fair.
So here we go. Here comes our first Ford.
All right, Ford fans, the 79 square body Ford, the Red Hot. Out of Buffalo Lake, Minnesota. Never did get a good fight on that track. Tough right there for the Red Hot. Put your hands together for him. A little bad luck around the applause.
Yeah, it's a tough break. There's something not quite sounding right in that truck.
48.90. For those of you involved in the great American job of transportation and trucking, Hot Shot Secrets Diesel Extreme is the official fuel additive of the NTPA, and it is the strongest diesel additive on the market. Diesel Extreme is complete 6-in-1 fuel additive that cleans and protects your injectors while boosting your fuel cetane by 7 points.
Well, I guess it's not a bad night when you don't have to see too many of those pull-off tractors there. So
top quality product with proven results. Hot Shot
we'll get
Secrets
Shantae,
Diesel Extreme cleans,
get her
protects,
hooked
and
up and
brings
off the
your
track,
diesel
and it looks like
back to
next
life.
we're going to have
Whether
the
it's
little
a truck
Cobra.
or have a lot of farm trucks. Hot Shot Secret has a product just for you. Available at O'Reilly Auto Parts, Tractor Supply.
Again, if you're watching in tonight and you're able to drop a comment, let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you hit that like button and share the video on Facebook. I'd appreciate it a lot. Unfortunately, very tricky to do that when you're doing the live stream. It's hard to share it out, so it helps get a few more viewers here. Try to provide as much access as I possibly can here. It's a thankless job. Like I said, there, I got that downpour tonight. I tell you, we were all packed up. Every hauler had their door closed, and
County Fair would like to say thank you to
myself and
Auto Group.
the camera guy over here, we were in the car ready to leave. And about a half an hour after it downpoured, I tell you that the sky just opened right up, and shortly thereafter it just got about
My dinger out of Lincoln, North Dakota.
got a whole shade of gray into a shade of blue, and off we go. The sun came back out and made the job a lot easier for the track crew, and this awesome audience filled in tonight, just packed here.
Involved in
like I said, apologize here for the reception issues. Kind of comes and goes. Hopefully you're able to still view everything. Ryan.
Track is clear, green flag is out. Here's our super track four-wheel drive truck. Go. Just amazing. That box is topping out at about 225 to 240. I think you'll overtook it to about 250. 345.1, your new leader in the class. Man out of Lincoln, North Dakota is number one right now.
Well, there you go. Welcome
Anyone
back.
go to the back to the 50s?
Hopefully the reception is kicking back on just in time to see that run. That is your leader, 345. So he just put 7 feet on Ryan, who now bumps down to second place.
There's the back to the 50s weekend.
Man, some big numbers here. Like I said, that's a tough running forward there. Another one out of the Dakotas.
Here at the Anoka Fair, we always bring you a great amount of motorsports. Motocross.
It looks like we're give or take about halfway through the class here as we get things kind of streamlined here. We're starting to get a nice process going there. Everybody's doing their jobs nicely tonight and keeping the show running. Looks like we got Nick Vaughn coming up. So out of Spencer, Wisconsin, this will be Nick Vaughn.
Nick Vaughn has the wheel tonight.
Again, I
1974.
talk about family often. This is Nick. Of course, he's a cousin to Derek, who you saw earlier. So some brothers, some brother-sisters, some father and son combos, and some cousins. So got a blue
That'll be his job. Yeah, you both fans don't feel pretty good about that. 325 and 9. 325 and 9, that's prediction. Next out of Loyal, Wisconsin, the born and raised in 66 Ford. Fabricated by trade.
325 and 9 for Nick. 325 and 9. So we'll keep the Cobra out front, along with the Blue Streak number 2 right now. Your top 2. Tony Horo checks in at 332. Your third place competitor, and at this time we will continue the Fords. know I got a fan or two watching tonight that have something invested in this truck.
Really comes out in an old school look. 66
So I
Ford.
spoke to this gentleman in length tonight, and of course, he had some health issues with his motor recently. Did not pull last weekend. And that didn't slow him down as he went out and got another truck, had the motor switched over, got some parts from some good friends, and off and running we are. And this gentleman, there's a few guys that pull more around the state of Wisconsin than this gentleman, so he wasn't going to be slowed down by some motor health. Good running guy, a lot of fun to talk to, and wishing him the best here tonight as he tries out some new stuff under the hood. This is Louis Plaskett, born and raised Loyal, Wisconsin. A lot of these guys coming from that middle part of the state over by Marshfield. Tall task there though, as the mark right now 345 and change. Hopefully everything pans out with this new motor.
We're happy. Cost too many feet or inches there. Pretty good run for Louis.
Well, there you go, pulling fans.
331 and 2. 331 and 2. A lot of Wisconsin crowd there.
Not a bad looking run. Outstanding there. Hard work pays off, and that puts Louis right now unofficially into, looks like, 4th place. About a foot behind Tony. Yeah, not bad at all. I tell you, he's got to be feeling good after that. He's one of those guys who puts a lot of time and effort. You can just kind of feel the stress sometimes. It's palpable, but you get a good run like that, it really I think eases some of that tension. So good for him.
Hi, Becky. How are you doing? Doing good?
So we will see.
Not Becky.
We got up next, like I said, our current points leader, Tim Carter, will be coming up soon
With Becky.
with the Pulling for Autism.
Get
We'll also
money
see
up
the
there. Watch
Brandon and
yourself.
Jason Mann truck, the high voltage, coming up. They are tied for second. So again, this is all for Region 3.
Nice talking to
They
you.
only run 3 hooks this year, unfortunately. We're hoping to see more of that next year as this class is really getting its feet on the MTPA regional level.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your current points
I
leader.
think tonight is a good reason why this class needs to be added more.
Point Bridge.
So I was just talking about him, and here he comes. This is Tim Carter.
Minnesota, the home for the Pulling for Autism Ride. This truck's been around for a number of years. The 1998 Chevrolet has been pulling for over 20 years.
Spoke to Tim a few minutes ago, and I tell you, another guy who says if he qualifies, he is going. So
Pulvers of Minnesota.
a lot of these guys chomping at the bit to be those representatives
And he works for
at the end of the
Caterpillar,
league pull-off.
senior service engineer.
Tim has a big mark to beat, though, if he wants to
But the Pulling for
win
Autism
tonight.
truck
Anyways,
really been a
345
good
and
billboard
change.
for
But I tell you, this guy
autism
is one of those guys who can do it on any night. And
Boys
this is
Creek
another
versus-
good-looking Chevrolet.
Which one's some money? You can go by
There he
and see
goes,
that
Tim
truck.
Carter Pulling for
Here in that
Autism.
area. As he will tighten the chain come play. Tim Carter, number 1 in the points. Let's see if he can lay down a pass and be the first Superstock 4-wheel drive champion in this region. And with that, quite possibly, a trip to the Injury All-Star Bowl. Man, and you know, I got a bad feeling about that run. It started to bounce here a little bit. Not horrible, but it looked like it didn't give up any traction. He stayed right with it. Your points leader right there, and that is a great, great pull. That is 361.1. Tim Carter.
I think it's safe to say that's an old-fashioned butt kick in there. Wow.
Next, 1 hour out of Bellevue, Minnesota.
Wow, that is a run, ladies and gentlemen. Holy man. 361 and 1. 361 and 1. That puts 16 feet out of the leader. Man, after 10 or so trucks, that is an insane run. And as if there was any doubt about whether or not that guy wants to go to the end early, I think he just cemented his position. Man, Tim Curda, Big Lake, Minnesota.
Boy, the concentration
That is intense.
in pouring a beer is unbelievable.
And it might not quite get through as much in the phone. I'm not sure if you can hear as well, but that crowd is rocking. That's what we love to hear. I guess I can't tell you for sure, but I've always been told pullers can hear the crowd
Coming back up here.
fairly well inside their helmets when it gets loud. So
We saw Brian in the blue
Tim certainly deserves it after that run. So up next, I believe this is Nick Mullenau
a little bit later on.
with determination. Mullenau family with 3 trucks. Got 2 brothers and a son who was born in that family. Should see terminal velocity as well later on. Again, another Chevrolet. This family runs 3 Chevrolets. 3 guys who know how to pull. So big mark though, 361. Man.
Let's see what determination has for us tonight. Top of that one, and a nice hook for the determination ride. And we have a new leader, 373.9. That's a new track record.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Either the sludge decided to give up, or these guys are just never seen this. He just put 12 feet on the leader, so.
That's been combined to do the new championship reports results.
361. Still got a couple more guys, though. There's still some pullers who are going to have a final say here.
Carrying is 50% clear.
And up next, it's going to be the Ford out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin. This is Mr. Cam Berg.
Berg Motorsport Team on the way next. Cam Berg out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin, in the Mayhem. We've still got a couple pullers left that are number 2 and number 4.
Well, I tell you, like I said, it's going to get interesting. See if Cam can keep the streak up here on pushing that leaderboard just a little bit further. 373 feet, man. That is just, wow.
Cam don't mess around.
Like I said, this class is not a slouch in
30 years of pulling. Cam's a mechanic by
If you're an
trade.
event promoter and you need a class, you
Out of
want a class,
Ellsworth,
you want a
Wisconsin.
WTP or anything class. This is a lot of fun. So here we go, Cam Berg in the Mayhem.
And it certainly has. .950. First place place and another new track record.
That's what happened too. Really, Dan Hall was with this stuff.
Why is that?
They reset the boat after the London meeting. He's like, he goes, it'd be fucking epic. He goes, they reset the boat after the London meeting. He goes, I'm going to fucking down.
5 left in their class.
Unbelievable.
Limited pro stocks. Be ready. Pro stock tractors are next.
Wow.
I know, me too. Oh, yeah. Saturday. Oh, yeah. I looked at that dance. It's like fucking put the bumper in the pump forward. It's like 19
Yeah, I
Ron
wasn't
Kuhlman, New Prague, Minnesota, the Goliath. See this one for a 77 Ford F-250. Service Tech Required Systems. He's had a number of point championships for it. Up here in the United Polaris of Minnesota. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So
Thank you,
Cam
Sophie, for
Berg,
winning the
your new
points
leader,
title this year.
375 and 9. I tell you, this track is just getting better as the night goes on.
Truck champion.
And I can confirm Dan Horrell will be back. So here comes up next. We got Ron Tuma here out of New Prague, another Ford.
77 Ford F-250. Going back in time here with Ron Tuma. At the end. What are you doing throwing your hands up there, sir? What's wrong? You're not liking the show?
I think she might have been in there sleeping in the fucking... Yeah, I was pretty fucking worried there for a while.
Boy, Erica came up and
378.74. It's a new track record. Number 2, it's on the way next to High Voltage Ride out of Warren, Minnesota. Brandon Mann coming up, 1-2 Chevrolet fans. Brandon's lineman, that's it's the High Voltage. 98 Chevy on the way next.
I bet you he goes 379.
Brandon's phone. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, the only downside about using YouTube is that somebody says live and says because I think you tried to say something, but nobody says All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to switch over to Facebook real quick. So if you're still watching, meet me over at Facebook.